It's time for some good news. I'm Pastor Dean Wheeler from the Lakes in Waupaca, Wisconsin. I'm glad you're joining us. And I just got to say that this is awkward, for me at least. But hey, we're in the middle of a crisis. We're going to step out, do good and new things, and we believe God is at work in our lives and in your lives, in the midst of what's happening here in Wisconsin and around the world. And so here at the Lakes, for this last year, for 2020, we started reading a chapter a day as a congregation. I would invite you to join us. Today's chapter for Thursday is from 2 Corinthians chapter 5. And I invite you to read the entire chapter. I read it, and as I prayed on it, reflected on it, as God has been speaking to me about it, I'm going to just reflect on what stuck out for me, and it was from 2 Corinthians chapter 5, verses 7 and 8. Paul writes, "We live by faith. We live by faith, not by sight. We are confident." I'm going to stop right there. We live by faith, not by sight. We are confident. A couple nights back, I was sleeping soundly. My wife Lisa and I, it was at night, and we keep the room dark. And I needed to get up and go use the facilities. And I thought, well, I'm not going to turn on a light. I know my way around the house, and ended up walking right into a coffee table as I was making my way to where I was going, and stubbed my leg, ended up yelling, woke Lisa up. She's like, "What, turn on a light?" And I'm like, "Oh yeah, I guess I could have done that." But we walk, when Paul says walk by faith and not by sight, he's not saying walk blind. He's saying use faith as the tool of our sight. And I have to say that Paul wants us to, in this time, and especially in the times in which we live, and especially in 2020, to use faith as to give our direction to our daily life. I'm reminded of what Paul writes in Hebrews chapter 12, verse 2. "Let us fix our eyes on Jesus, the author, the perfecter of our faith, who for the joy that was set before us endured the cross, scorning its shame, and he sat down at the right hand of the throne of God." He starts with fix our eyes on Jesus. What are you fixing your eyes on? For the last probably 2 weeks, I've been fixing my eyes on things sometimes way different than Jesus. Fixing my eyes on the stock market, fixing my eyes on YouTube's about the coronavirus and the almost apocalyptic things that are happening. And I haven't been fixing my eyes as much as he's inviting me to on him. And if you're like me, I just invite you right now to join me and for us to fix our eyes on Jesus and to walk by faith and not by the things we see in this world. And so I just invite you right now, close your eyes. I'd invite you to go to a good memory. Picture something peaceful, something good. Perhaps a time that you had an experience of the living Lord. A good memory of a time with Jesus. He's not abandoned you. He's there. And while you're in that memory, locate him. Where is he in that space? As I practiced this morning, I had a great memory of me sitting by Lake Tahoe years back when I was in high school. And, as I looked around and located Jesus, he was right next to me. He had his arm on me and around me. So locate Jesus. Where is he? Use your imagination. It's a tool of God. And once you've located him, as best you can, ask him, Lord, what is it you want me to know? And as I sat in my memory on looking out over Lake Tahoe, and he sat next to me, I turned to him and I asked him, Lord, what is it you want me to know? And his words were, Dean, it's going to be okay. So ask him, Lord, what does he want me to know? Take a moment. Think about it. During this time, as we walk by faith and not by sight, we can be confident because he is Emmanuel, God with you. He has not left you. You're not alone. And he's present right now wherever you are. Locate him. Ask him, Lord, what is it you want me to know? Jesus is King. And he's King right now in your life. Thanks for joining me. Come back tomorrow. We'll be on. Signing out from the lakes.